when we are having a crisis and things are changing in our life at a rapid pace and things are out of our control, whether that's through family dynamics or personal dynamics or global things that are happening, and we're feeling in a space of kind of stuck in a vortex of trauma or vortex of drama, or, you know, these really deep, you can feel the ending of something extraordinarily intimate and personal, like a way of living and being is coming to an end, and a mourning and anger and frustration and like disassociation or numbness, and there's tears and there's grief and there's all these mixture of emotions that are present as you watch things shifting and changing that are beyond your control, beyond your comprehension. And there's a sense of holding on, I don't want this to change, and this kind of the dying of an illusion, the dying of an ideology of something that used to be existing in a particular way or framework. And when we are in that point of working at letting it go and being with our grief and finding space and supports and places where we can feel safe, held, where we can explore all of the different emotions and states of what is present for us, and also the numbness and also the avoidance. You know, sometimes it takes us a little while to even get to the place of expression, because the numbness and avoidance, the disassociation in the freeze state is so present, and that's a protective mechanism. So when we are actually in a place where we're starting to feel and express what is happening in the context of what is changing, when we start to work in this space, it's really easy to kind of just be stuck in the ending of what was and worrying or fearful or wondering what's coming, like putting ourselves in future tense. So when we work with the death of something, change in our life, it is really important to take a higher perspective in these places of significant change, and where there's a crossroads, and there is something dying and something new being reborn. When we take a higher perspective, if we can remember when death is occurring, we are composting. Our life is composting. Our ideologies are composting. We are composting. All of the layers of ourself is composting. All that we thought, all the dreams, everything that we held at one point in our life that was so important, it's all dying, it's all composting. And when it's composting, it's actually fertilizing the soil underneath us. It's fertilizing the soul, it's fertilizing our life, our experience, our living, our, like everything, resources, all of it. And as we're composting, as we're dying, as we're making way for the new, as we're processing and being supported through this place and space, if we take a higher perspective, we can actually see that as we're composting, we need to plant seeds in this compost now. Because when we plant seeds in compost and we water those seeds, the growth is exponential. The growth takes deep, deep roots, and it grows in a healthy, vitalized and thriving way. So when we're in a space of change and there's so much happening in our life and things are changing at a rapid rate and something is dying, a relationship, a marriage, a way of being, an ideology, a pattern, when something is dying and we're composting, remember to plant seeds for new growth. And those seeds can look like new values, look like tightening up your boundaries, look like what you want your life to look like after this process, what you're wanting to let go of now, what you're wanting to bring through. Holding and foundational and grounding work is also something that you can plant when you're composting. And when you are then planting those seeds, then what you do is start to follow through on actions in after the planting, and so you start to water the seeds. You start to water, and the new growth starts to take hold. And this is the process that I do in all of my work with somatic therapy, with the trauma work, healing trauma, as well as decolonisation and mother wound healing and tending.